the baby comes, and the baby's been fantastic and generally sleeps 20 hours a day. But last night at 2 a.m., I finally succumbed. I went to the pacifier for the first time.
There's nothing wrong with that. My first one has pacified about 100 years.
You know what pacified me last night? 3 beers and 2 Benadryls. That's what pacified me last night.
Hanks is going to kill himself with these cocktails.
No.
Like, what is he doing?
It wasn't even that. It was just because
Would you have 3 beers and what?
allergies
And the Benadryl? Oh, yeah.
and 2 Benadryls. It's my special cocktail.
You might want to Google that. That might put you under.
My allergies are just crushing me. So I'm on like Allegra, which is 24-hour medicine. I'm on a nasal spray. I'm on eye drops, and I can take Benadryl with it too.
When you say you're
just piling
on
it all
of
on.
those things are all over the counter, I believe.
The Allegra's
Have you
over the
gone
counter.
to an actual allergist who's
No.
pricked you?
Well, when I was like 8.
Okay, well, why wouldn't you take that step at 46?
Why would I do that? I know what I'm allergic to. It's called pollen.
Yeah,
It's
because
all
they
over
may
the place.
give you something more specific, tailored to your needs.
I've gone to my regular doctor. It's fine.
Again.
He hasn't referred me to an allergist. I'm
You know what?
not.
I know
I'm
you're
not
in
a
box, you're
special
stubborn.
case.
My grandfather was an allergist.
I think you might be
Okay.
a special case.
You may
You're crying when you come to work.
It wouldn't hurt you to go see a specialist. Like, here's the deal. I tore my ACL. I didn't go to my regular doctor.
JP, how am I going to do that when I have to take 2 naps in a day?
There's no time.
How am I going to get to a specialist when I have to be in bed all the time?
I mean, I don't know at your age, like, you're almost dead, but do they, like, I know my wife, when we, in her 20s in college,
Yeah.
she got the whole battery of
Sure.
shots, for years. In fact, when she went to Europe, she had to find an allergist while she was there for 8 weeks, and they were giving her weekly shots to maintain whatever the hell she was doing. And I think it diminished, her reaction to a lot of these things. Can they still do that when you're near dead? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
All I'm saying is
I don't know how that
cakes-
works.
But would it still be worth your
Cakes
while?
I don't
Cakes
know.
has allergies, and I'm not saying the allergist is going to cure it. But
Might
you
be
were
able to
referring
diminish
to
it.
an appointment when you were 8 years old and saying,
Hello.
I know what I have.
Got a 40-year gap
Yeah, but
almost
do you even
between
know,
appointments.
Cakes, if you should be taking? I mean, you're taking quite a cocktail there. Allegra, 2 Benadryl, and 100 beers every day.
It was 3, and one of them was Bud Light Limes. I barely
That
count
didn't
that.
even count that. Right. All right, I
that's
get
like
it.
that's like.
But I mean, have you
drinking
even
water.
ever are you supposed to mix Benadryl and Allegra?
My wife is a borderline expert on what you can and cannot mix. Like, I can't take Allegra along with like a Zyrtec. That might put me like over the edge.
Yeah.
But apparently, I can mix Benadryl along with.
So instead of a doctor, you just ask your wife.
She's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like
She's
she's
got-
clearly has no medical training, but she's pretty good as far as like
Well,
what
I mean,
you
most
can
things
and
you
cannot
can
take.
Google. You
What-
can
yeah.
Google it.
What does Dr. Amy say about the Benadryl and the beers?
Yeah. Is that can't be good? Is that good?
No, it says they're both depressants, and
Yeah.
they'll shut down your central nervous system.
That's why he falls asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to sleep. Look at this face.
Cakes
I-
won't stand
you know
in a
what?
line
If
with,
it's
with
if it's
more
the,
than.
if it's the eternal sleep, then that's what God is willing. That's what God wants.
All day long, he thinks about being a victim of terrorism or something like
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna
He's
do myself in.
dying early.
I'm gonna
He's gonna
be-
donk himself off
I'm
going
going
to
to
bed.
be a much less famous version of Heath Ledger.
Yeah, the guy who won't food court, 5 beers and taking 2 Benadryl.
He is pretty much on the high end. Usually it's 1 or 2.
Do you drink the beer because you kind of like just get sized for the taste of beer, or is
I
it,
do.
or is it because it helps put you to sleep?
Well, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
It depresses the brain. It shuts you down.
Right.
Perfect.
He likes to catch
At
a
8
little buzz
o'clock,
before bed.
why wouldn't I do that?
Dude, I watched something on the news yesterday about the opioid addiction that is going on in our country. And, I mean, I wish I had the numbers. They just showed one county, like Cook County, where there's 20,000 residents.
Mhm.
Okay, I think it's Cook County, like Alabama, all right? I think they said there were
Roll down tide.
1.2 million opioid prescriptions for 20,000 people.
Now, opioids
seems like a lot.
include heroin,
Right, but
and it
Painkillers.
you're
also
talking
includes,
about
like the painkillers.
Yeah, it's the painkiller
Like
addiction.
oxycodone.
It's oxycodone,
probably what you
hydrocodone.
have for your leg.
It's all the stuff that you should take either at a end of life or post surgery, and people are taking it all the time because they're addicted.
Yeah.
And apparently, thank God I'm not
Well, I
addicted
can-
to this, but
I-
apparently it's something it's rampant throughout the country.
I can see it now. I only took my Oxy for 3 or 4 days.
Right.
And luckily, I got off it because that's part of the reason the guy let me drive when my wife
Well,
had
you
to go
also
to the
you
hospital.
couldn't do Staley.
And yeah, it constipated me, and that was an issue. But I can definitely see it because when you have problems sleeping, it definitely will help knock you out. And it definitely has crossed my mind over the last
Oh, I'm
few
sure.
weeks to sleep with this. I got a pillow under my leg. I got to over and move the pillow.
No, but my point
pain in the neck.
is that you got to. The whole country's doing what Cakes is doing, either with oxys or with beers and then
Well,
Benadryl.
I'm taking over-the-counter Benadryl, and I'm doing it sparingly. I'm not doing it every day. It's way it's way different than me robbing somebody's house and taking 1,000
Listen,
oxycodone
I just love
pills.
Cakes' attitude that he's just going to go to the general practitioner forever. So when he has like a prostate issue, he's just going to go to the GP.
It's my guy.
When he
My
has
guy,
like
Dr. M. He's silly.
when he's got clogged arteries, he's just going to go to the general practitioner.
I hope he's got a silly stent